Welcome everyone, Gamer King Tario here, and thanks for tuning in to another PlayStation Vita review. Today I'm going to take a look at the new kart racer Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. Sonic All-Stars Racing is another take on the classic mascot karting genre. I passed on Little Big Planet karting earlier this year, primarily because it didn't make its way over to the Vita, so I was excited to give Sonic All-Stars Racing a try. What separates Sonic from other similar kart racers is the by air, sea, and land approach to the tracks. When you're racing, you frequently hit transformation points on a track that will transform your car into a boat or a plane. While racing remains relatively constant regardless of the vehicle, the changing of the vehicles is enough to keep things interesting during the long races. The actual racing of the game is enjoyable. It comes with all the standard fare of a kart racer. You can pick up items to defend yourself or attack your opponents, jump on boost strips, and make your way through 7 other opponents to cross the finish line first. I wish the items in the game were a tad more interesting. None of them would ever really make me get excited if I got one outside of an All-Star, which is a special item that lets you go super fast and you can't take any damage. Some of the items are interesting though, like the Hot Rod, which was my favorite. It's basically a boost with a timer on it. If you use it too long, it'll explode and spin you out. But if you detonate it at the perfect time, you can speed past somebody and have it explode and spin them out. The actual racing feels good though, and can be incredibly exciting due to all the different variables and difficulty levels. I do wish the game felt a little faster though. Perhaps I've been playing too much Need for Speed or Wipeout, but Sonic's All-Stars definitely feels slower in comparison. You get used to it after a while, but you never feel that you're out of control either, which is unfortunate. The single player features 2 main modes. You have the World Tour mode and the Grand Prix. In World Tour mode, you go through a ladder-style series of events, collecting stars by completing challenges. The more stars you collect, you can unlock more challenges and unlock new characters to play as well. These type of events can be things like a normal race, or they can be unique challenges like drift, ring, traffic, or versus challenges, each adding their own little variation of all the different tracks. In Grand Prix mode, you play through a series of 4 races at a set difficulty level. You collect points for where you finish in each race, and the person with the most points at the end of all the races wins the Grand Prix. Each time you race in any mode, you'll earn points and level up for whatever driver you're using. This will allow you to unlock different setups for your driver, so if you have a favorite character who doesn't really follow your driving style, you can play him until you unlock a different setup. I love this feature as it gives flexibility to each character, and it gives you a reason to play each character that you might normally pass on. Regardless of how you play, the real star of the whole game is the level design. Everything else is pretty standard, but what makes the game so enjoyable is playing through all of the crazy levels. Each level is based off a classic Sega game, and most of them are just excellent. The races can last between 4 to 6 minutes, which is a little long for my taste, but I didn't mind all that much because of the stellar level design, and how each race changes not just from track to track, but actually changes from lap to lap. When you're done collecting enough stars in single player, you can always go online and challenge your friends or play in ranked online multiplayer matches. These can be a lot of fun, and I haven't experienced any technical issues like lag. One point I want to make though is maybe because the game is a new release, I've had trouble finding full lobbies to play in. Sometimes races I'll start with only 2 other people. Hopefully this will pick up as the game gets going after release, but when you can find a full lobby, the game is an absolute joy to play in multiplayer. Graphically, Sonic All-Stars looks solid. Things definitely have been taken down a notch from the console version, but they certainly aren't ugly. The level design is what really stands out. The colors, the intricacies, and the dynamic natures of the levels for the most part all look excellent. Unfortunately, what also stands out and is the biggest flaw of the game as a whole for the Vita is the frame rate. During certain transformation parts, especially when going into water, the frame rate can fall to an absolute halt. In a racing game, that can be very difficult to overlook, and while it doesn't happen all too often or on every track, it happens enough that I would definitely deem it an issue. Overall, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed is exactly what I was looking for this holiday season. An enjoyable, deep racer filled with some imaginative racetracks and a cast of familiar characters. If you're wondering which platform to get it for, myself personally, this is the type of game that I'm going to play on a mobile device far more than a home console. When I'm at home, playing on the consoles, I'm playing the heavy hitters. This is more of a game that I can pick up and play and have a great time on my Vita. The Vita's version is also cheaper, but there are some trade-offs with graphical quality and the previously mentioned performance issues. Regardless of where you play the game, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform is a pleasant surprise, and one any karting fan should experience this holiday season.